yoga. So this can be done in the most relaxed of settings, on a chair, all right, sitting on your bed. But this is all about play. This is about you just testing and exploring how you're connected to your toes. So I am currently here trying to create a wave. Is it an easy thing to do? It's all down to the individual. I'm just trying to get my knuckles of my toes to just wake up. I'm trying not to put too much pressure on anything. I'm just telling them what I want them to do, and I'm just making it happen. But the big toes, we can use our fingers to hold them up. And by doing so, we then push the other toes down. So you've taken the big toes out of the equation. This in itself may create tension or pain around the foot, so we don't want to be doing it for too long. We let go and we shake back off again. If you have been sat in a meeting, if you have been on transport and you've been in kind of cooped up positions, be aware that when you come down to do this, to lift up your toes, you are stretching your lower back out. So when you go to sit back up, just be mindful you might feel a little bit twingy. So as you can see, I'm holding my big toes and I'm pushing my little toes down. The other way is we grab, pull up and push down. Now my left foot, I can feel myself pushing down into the floorboard. My right foot, I find this so much more difficult. It naturally wants to push in underneath the toes, which makes it very naughty. But at the same time, I can feel the pressure building in the arch of my foot. I rest again. Now listen, I've been doing this a number of years, and so my tolerance is quite high. What I mean is that when you go to do the push down of the big toes, you might feel that your feet want to go into cramp. You might feel that they are hurting on the tops of your feet. So we're looking at doing this 5 to 10 seconds. I'm pushing my big toes down. And over time, you'll find that as you push your big toes down, your little toes won't try to get involved so much. You'll be able to independently push those toes down. And as you can see, I can lift my big toes or keep my big toes up. For me, the other way is more difficult, okay? So to push these down, there. So you'll see as I'm keeping my little toes down, I am able to lift the big toes up, but wow, I can't do it for very long and it puts quite a lot of pressure. So this is the understanding that it's not all of the foot's responsibility. It's your shins, so these muscles here, so we can tap. And these muscles protect these areas, the knees, and builds resilience around the ankles. Good stuff. So I push, I lift. Ooh, way more responsive this time. Now, as I said to you, my big toes fold in slightly. They like to fold in. So I either can physically push them out, or I can use an elastic band and connect these toes to one another, which will keep them pulled in while I'm doing that. But I would say that everything up until that point is where I need you to concentrate. So once again, I'm playing with my toes, okay? I can independently play with my toes, as in one foot goes up and the other one goes down. Can you spay your toes out? Can you really stretch them away from one another? that is also a skill set that will need time to build up. 5, 10, 15 seconds. Oh, I'm relaxed there. Can you squeeze your toes underneath, curling them? And equally, can you lift them nice and high? Again, the initial stages is you might need to pull your toes up with your fingers and stretch out the arches of your feet. This is all about exploration. I would love to say to you, hey, keep it fun, keep it interesting, but I think we can only go so far with that with our feet. So I shake out. So lastly, please, what I'm going to ask you to try and do is push the toes down, lift the big toes. 3, 2, 1. Can you do more than me? Can you push the big toes down? 3, 2, 1. Oh, could you do longer? Can you push the toes down on the outside and lift the big toe up? I am now so tired. I am so tired now that my toes can't even do what I want them to do. There, right. You have just witnessed on video how long it took me to try and do that. My right foot is really feeling it all on the outside of my feet. Really out there. Oh! And then lastly, can I push the toes down, small toes, and lift up? There, so kind of. So you this morning, or whenever you're watching this, have now witnessed Sam Corton being able to do some new things I've never been able to do before. So thank you for being a part of it, and thank you for motivating me to share with you how this works. Now, what's most important is, what do we do after we've done all of that foot training? Because that's going to be really tiring. Well, I'm going to show you now. You're going to sit back up. You're going to take your foot and you're going to see, can you get some fingers in between the big toe and the next one? Can you get another finger in? And lastly, can you get the final finger in? There. Okay? So I've now got my fingers in between my toes, and then I do a gentle roll and roll back. A gentle massage. By doing this, I'm also really freeing up the big knuckle in the big toe joint. And then I let go. And then I go to the other side. This is just a really great way as well of assessing the differences within your feet. So I find it way easier on my left foot to get my fingers in between the toes. Mostly because of the behaviour of my right big toe. The knuckle is compromised. I have had problems with it throughout my life. I don't know which foot, but I know I had something drop on it in the army once. So I'm here. Okay, now, I don't know if you could very lightly pick up on some clunking. They were my big toe joints. I hope it doesn't make you feel queasy, but that's a really good way. And they now feel super stretched and super light. This is my foot health video. Enjoy.